YouTube, brothers, welcome to the High Performer Man YouTube. And as you can see, I'm in my dressing gown. It's 6:30 a.m. in the morning. I've literally just got out the shower. But today is really special, and I'm going to show you exactly why and the process of the High Performer Man and how individualized and special it's going to be to you as an individual, as a man in business. So if you are on the fence about joining, or you are a little bit, you've got questions around how it works, well, today I'm going to take you with me. And I'm feeling a little bit nervous, a little bit apprehensive. Good nerves because Joe is actually going to see our partner, Dr. Ed Lynch, and I'm obviously going with him today. It's so important that every man who comes through the door actually receives a level of care I actually never got. And this is where the High Performer Man is built from. It's built from my heart. It's built from needing what I provide now all them years ago. And it's so important that as an individual, as a man, as a family man, an entrepreneur, an athlete, whatever mask you wear, it's so important that we strip it all back and go individual to the man. And that's what's happening today for my client Joe. He's a member of the High Performer Man, and he's going to be going through. We're actually going to be going to clinic with Ed, and he's going to be getting his blood done. He's going to be getting his scanning done. He's going to be getting his weight done. He's actually fasting right now, and he's losing his head a little bit because he needs us more than coffee, but it's so important that we strip everything back to a biological level and you receive the care which is so needed to ensure that you get success and progression through this program. Because when we are so individualized with the testing and with me and the program, success and your next level of wealth is inevitable. We physically can't fail. So I'm on a laptop right now because I need to clear this very SD card and I need to sort a few things out for the morning. I'm going to clear the SD card, get a few things prepared, and then I've got a t-shirt in there with the High Performer Man logo on I want to show you. And I'm going to have some breakfast. I'm going to have a little organic conversation with you and the man behind the screen of why we're doing this again and why this is so special to me. But I just wanted to make this really raw, honest, and from my heart from the moment I woke up, so you can truly feel on the other side what this truly means to me, because this just isn't another program from a coach. This is truly, to be honest with you, that's why I'm a little bit nervous, because everything I have ever wished for, everything, all these thoughts I had in my worst moments in business, the moment I thought things could never get better from an internal level, from a health perspective, from every other pillar other than money, it's happening right now. And that's why I'm a little bit nervous, because everything I've ever spoke about, everything I've ever wished and imagined and just hoped, and ever, the self-doubt, will it ever work? It's working, and we're here. And this is truly the start of the High Performer Man. And I've coached for the past 4 years now, just men I've met on the journey and it's never really been, because I coach from my heart, it's never really been what I can see it becoming now. But that's why it's so special to me. And I'm going to share that in a moment. I just need to get some things prepared, can get changed, I'm going to have some breakfast, and then I'm going to vlog the day with Joe, with his permission, obviously. So you get to see the level of care, the excitement from me, the connection me and Joe have, and obviously the level of care from the doc as well. And that's because when I get home, you'll also be seeing the level of care what goes into the program and ahead for Joe once me and the doc have spoke. So you're going to see it all. And if you are on the fence, I really hope you see that this is just not another program. This is truly a level of care that will truly enable you to reach that next level of success. And this really fires my heart up. So clear the laptop off, have some food, and we're going to get going. Man, what do you think? There it is. The High Performer Man logo in the flesh on a t-shirt. And it truly lights my heart and soul up to see it there right across, to be worn with pride and joy, because that's what the High Performer Man is about now. It used to be about me, and it's not. I really want men who walk out the other side of these doors of the program to really be so proud of themselves and full of joy that they're the High Performer Man, that they truly acted to that next level of wealth. Yes, I'm here to guide and provide a service, but ultimately it's going to be the man who's going to be overcoming his self-doubt. It's going to be the man who's put the effort in to truly become the man he knows he's capable of becoming. And that's what I want now. I want them to wear that with pride, because the self-doubt, the insecurities all men deal with, to truly become a higher self is hard, and it's tough because it requires you to face yourself and all the stories you've told yourself all these years why you can't have more money, more time, a better life, be proud of the man in the mirror, the health, the everything what is needed to truly live a wealthy life. This is what that logo represents now. And I'm truly full of energy and joy seeing that logo on the top and it all come to life, because once upon a time, the high performing man was just an idea, but it is something I needed all them years ago. The level of care I needed all them years ago. Somebody to actually know me on an individual level, what I've been through, my insecurities, how I felt, and truly provide a service for me to reach that next level of what I knew was inside of me. I always knew, regardless of the money, I wanted better health, I wanted to look better, I wanted time back, I wanted to earn more money, and I knew that was inside of me. I just didn't know how to access it. And all men know that level is inside of them, and they just don't know how to get there. So that's why I do provide the service I do now with the high performer man. And I want every single man to wear it with pride, because they're the high performer man. And now it's here, me and Joe together going to see the doctor to truly, through science on a biological level, through an individual level, through his physiological self, we're going to get everything we need to truly make a man great. And even the man who printed this t-shirt, the owner of the business, asked me, what does it stand for? What is it? And I've now got a call with him tomorrow. So I've always known what is required for men to reach that next level. It's always been my intuition. And having a doctor involved was always part of the plan, because I was so obsessed with health. I needed my own individual care because what I had been through as a child and what I had been through as a man in business. And I could never really find the partner or the doctor who was willing to care as much as I care. And Ed is that man. Ed cares, and together we care. We sit down together and create individualized plans on the health perspective. And just seeing it in the flesh here on a t-shirt, I've been full of joy. I struggle to sleep. And that's because it's here. All them years of knowing what men really need and not quite being able to put it together over the past 5 years, knowing that I have what it takes to guide these men to what they truly know they're capable of becoming, but not because of my ADHD, OCD, autism, whatever, trial and error, coaching men who don't really align with me. And it's here now, and that's why I'm so excited. And to be honest with you, I just love being so specific, paying for the better things in life, and truly needing to know everything on such a perfectionist level that I don't like failing, because I go so deep in the data and there was nothing ever out there to guide me. So I had to go and spend all this money and all these years to heal myself on this journey to truly become who I am now. For me to now truly compress it into one program, it really is magical, and it's a world first. So, gonna have my breakfast now. I'm gonna tell you more about the testing, and then we're gonna head out with Joe. So, men, breakfast, we've got shreddies and almond butter, eggs, we've got water, and we've got coffee. Protein, carbs, fats, really simple. It's what I have every single morning, but I'm not counting today. So let's talk about the testing and what you get on the other side of the screen. And when, hopefully you know me by now, I'm completely obsessed with performance and a level of care for myself and everybody else. You now get the most individualized, advanced testing on the market. When me and Ed sat down the other day and we went through the packages and options, the top level testing was never an option. As soon as he said it, I said, yes, that level. I don't want anything else other than the best. So we'll start off with a DEXA scan, and I'll let Ed explain later on an internal biological level what you get with that. It's absolutely amazing, because I don't want to underplay it when I know how good it is. So I'll let him explain that one later. And you also get individual blood works and paneling to you. And I'm actually not else quite sure what he's going to do today. So I'm actually really excited too. But how specific he is and how passionate he is about longevity, that's exactly why we are an amazing team. So we actually aim to get you 10 years back of your life. That's the aim for his business. He's the CEO of Healthy, and that's the aim of the high performing man. That is what we truly aim to deliver as a partnership for any man who comes through the doors. Because if you are building a business and you do die early, what is the point? That, I know that sounds like straight to the point, but sometimes this is what is needed, especially as men. And it's true. Why do we want to build this amazing life to not be able to withstand it? So with the bloods, what's tested for is absolutely everything. And how amazing it is now, we can actually tell what heart attack risk you are at. With Ed's blood paneling, we can actually tell out to 100 your chances of a heart attack. That's how crazy and amazing advanced this testing is. It tests your libido, your testosterone, your energy levels, your epigenetics, gut microbiome, heart health, cardiovascular system, absolutely everything. Visceral fat on the internal organs, which is to do with your cancers and cardiovascular disease. And I'm sorry if that isn't specifically right, but again, I'm not a doctor. That's why I've brought in a real doctor. But that's how amazing this testing is. And as soon as Ed told me, I was like, yes, that one. We don't want nothing else other than that, because That way, then when you walk through these doors, you get absolutely everything under one roof. You go through our diagnostic phase. So before we do anything, and before I sit down with Ed and do the nutrition, the fitness, the food, everything, what you need, we know exactly what we're working with. We know exactly what's going on under the bonnet, health-wise, disease-wise, fitness-wise, cardiovascular-wise. So the plan can be designed around you. And that's what I'm so excited for. And then when we get that back from Ed, you will be going through the financial auditing system and the energy auditing system. So as your bloods are off in the lab, so we've sat down and spoke about it, over the next 2 weeks, me and yourself will go through our auditing system. We know exactly where you're leaking money and we know exactly where you're leaking energy. So then when the bloods are back, we know exactly on a whole where you are leaking performance across the board. Finance, time, energy, health. Then a specific plan is built around you. This is what I'm saying about how specific I am and how specific this program is to you. This is no generic, I'm going to fall off afterwards. This is a true internal and external transformation to that next level of wealth. And that's why I'm so passionate and that's why I'm so excited. And me and Ed do sit down as soon as them bloods are back, my team and his team, to ensure that you get the level of care you deserve and need. Because a GP can sign things off, or you can go to a PT and he could be overworking you. And you will see on the podcast with Ed, if you are in high chance of a heart attack or a stroke because nobody checks your bloods, and you going to a PT could be massively inappropriate because it can actually accelerate the chances of you having a stroke, heart disease, heart attack, whatever. So that's why it's so important. You have me, my team, and Ed and his team sit down. We get everything together, all under one roof. And then a plan is specific to you in your business, your family, your time, your health. And I'm so excited. So, men, again, apologies if I haven't been that specific. I'm not a doctor. I wish I was, but I'm not that good. I'm good, but I'm not that good. Ed will explain more when we're on site. Gonna eat my food, gonna get all my camera ready and stuff. I'm so excited. It's here. It's finally here. This is the high performer man, truly changing men across all pillars, real wealth, all pillars. We can't fail, my brothers, when we go this specific with the diagnostic phase. It's impossible. That is why we're here, to truly become great. Just going to fill my water up before Joe comes and picks me up. And I don't even like calling the men who come into my world in the program clients, because that implies I have some sort of power trip over them. And that is not true at all. They are my brothers. We connect on such a deeper level. Yes, the program will get tough. They will get challenged. And there will be uncomfortable times. But other than that, they are my brothers. And I think right now I'm more excited for him because I know what is truly under the side of this level of expertise, care, testing for health, energy, focus, libido, relationship. Because only when the man is right, only then his life will follow, the business will follow, the money will follow, his wife and children will follow. That's why it's so important we start with this phase and get you tested and get everything in all under one roof, then we design. And I know I'm not the only man out there who thinks that there's another level. Well, after all them years ago, I used to sit there and go, there's got to be more to life than this. I don't feel right. And I know I'm so obsessed, and I know I've been called a lot of things, robotic, Marmite, I need to get a life, I get it all the time, but I'm so happy with who I am and the level of care and just passion for performance I have, that I know there's other men out there who once felt like I did. Well, I know every man does, because every man who asks about the high performing man, we always end up on a call. So I know what men feel like internally. I know the level of success they know they can truly reach. And just going to fill my water bottle up now because he's waiting for me outside and can't stop smiling like the Cheshire Cat. But yeah, this is where I live. This is the yoga room. But again, even something like a filtered water system in my gym, it's like a 6-step water filter, something I hugely value. But yeah, brothers, that's why I'm just so excited. I'm just really excited for him. Also because I remember the days when something like this would happen for me, and obviously it took me 7-8 years of this journey and a lot of money of doing it individually. And it's like the penny drop moment where you go, oh my God, I can actually feel different. Oh my God, I'm not broken. Oh my God, there is another way to how I'm currently feeling and acting and behaving. And the truth is, yeah, but you have to commit. And this is the most important part of it, commitments, because you've got to want it. You've got to know what you're truly capable and worth. And then we hit the foot on the gas. Well, no, we test first, purpose, finances, energy, then we hit the foot on the gas. I'm so excited. Fill me water now, and then we're going to go outside to Joe. So, brothers, because the testing's so advanced, Joe can't eat. He can't have any coffee. How are you feeling?
Starving.
Yeah, starving, we're flagging. I always say, any entrepreneur who can have a morning without coffee, you've won. That was my ultimate test back in the day. But how are you feeling?
In all seriousness, though, when can we have a coffee?
When can we have a coffee? That is the question. It's in the doc's hands now. Our future's in the doc's hands. Though the plan is we're gonna do the full testing, because this testing's so specific. Food, different nutrients, coffee, stimulants can actually affect the testing, believe it or not, which I didn't know. Because the testing's so specific on the central nervous system, etc. Any sort of calorie what goes in can have a major effect on the results. And that's how specific this is going now. We really are going
Water only.
water only. Yeah, water only. Because the testing's so specific, it's pointless obviously like making anything in between where the result can be affected. So once we got the testing done, find out where we're at, food and coffee. Yeah,
Let's do it.
food and coffee. He's paying because the last one I got. We've arrived at the clinic where we are meeting Ed. Great now. Ed's dog's here, so.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, baby.
Yeah, just
With the gaffer, she's a real doctor. Hello. Dog's the best.
So if we go into like your fitness, your nutrition,
Yeah.
sleep, stress,
Yeah.
wider goals, purpose, and things like that,
Yeah.
with these bloods and that background, we'll be able to come up with a good plan.
Sounds good.
Okay. We've also got a scan, which isn't today, but we'll get you booked in,
Okay. Cool.
which is something I wanted to talk to you about.
Ed, what does the DEXA scan do when it's scanned? What does the scanner tell for somebody who goes in the scanner? Why is it so important?
So it looks at visceral fat, so the fat distribution around your organs. But it's also looking at muscle mass and your bone density as well.
Yeah.
So one of the biggest risks as you age some of them are muscle loss, bone loss for fractures, and also where the fat is stored. Because somebody like yourself could be like skinny and lean and muscular, but actually
I ain't skinny, lad.
no. Low fat is the phrase,
Yes.
but low fat on the periphery, but you might have fat around your organs.
Yeah.
So the DEXA will tell us that. Because you're obviously
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's so important, obviously, because we can't see what's going on inside, can we,
Exactly.
without the exact testing.
Exactly.
So, team, that was the doc just giving a little bit of a lowdown on why it's so important, and we're going to go into a bit more specific questions in a minute, doing the bloods. But he obviously can explain a lot better than I can, and it's just so important that we get the specifics so it can be then treated to you on an individual level. Joe is a member of the High Performer Man, and I think it's fair to me to say, as you reach the next level of entrepreneurship, what have you realised that you can't carry over with you to your next level of success? Like, how have you been feeling before the program, and what at the end of it do you really want to get out of it? Because we know how powerful your vision is now and where you're going.
Yeah, I think for me, I think what certainly as a man, you need to admit defeat sometimes, that you don't know everything, and that you don't know. You think you're the best at what you do, and some might be, but and I think in my field I am the best, but am I the best of myself? The argument could be no. So I think on that side of things, for me, it's about being, if I'm the best I can be, my staff are the best they can be, the people I work around with are the best they can be. And I think for me, it was about me not only taking me to the next level, but people that are with me on my journey to the next level as well.
Wow, that's so powerful, brother. So if you realise to be your best self, you need to basically be performing your most optimally, because you've got huge plans for the businesses you've just bought and what you're buying. What's your thought process behind how you need to perform? How was you performing prior, and what do you know what needs to change?
So I wouldn't say my performance prior was ever bad, but I think it was always one of those, it could have been better. And I've certainly held myself back in areas before, stretched myself too thinly, tried to run everything myself, didn't delegate enough. Obviously, that's something we're going to be working quite heavily on. I was always the go-to man in my areas, in my businesses, but I was paying staff and I was paying people, and you sit back and you think, well, why am I paying 7, 8 members of staff and I'm doing all the running around? So I think it was about stripping everything back and going, right, these are the businesses we've got, these are the staff we've got, these are the people who work around the businesses. How do we utilize them into the best areas in what they do? And how do I give myself back that time for the family, for the kids, yet the businesses are still growing month on month and year on year?
What's the biggest killer entrepreneurs don't see what this test will discover?
All sorts of stuff. It's hard to give one answer, but they've got high levels of visceral fat. Stress is really, really high. They dysregulate what we call the hypothalamic pituitary gonadal axis, which is essentially how your brain is communicating with the testes and regulating hormones. That can become massively dysregulated through high levels of cortisol, which is a stress hormone. I'm oversimplifying things here, but we can dysregulate our body massively from the way that we eat, the way that we exercise, the way that we sleep, how stressed we are with work. So in your line of work with the patients that you're seeing, they are high stressed individuals who are trying to like gun for the next thing. It's always what's next. But the thing is, sometimes we do need to slow down. We need to understand where we are, take count of what's going on inside the body, come up with a plan, and then move forward. Because the intensity isn't a bad thing. You can maintain the high output, provided that you're looking after yourself in a way that works.
So Ed's our partner and doctor at the High Performer Man. He's the CEO of Healthy, and we brought Ed's come on board because how passionate he is about longevity and performance for entrepreneurs. So what is different here with Healthy for serving somebody like Joe who's in business? And what are you offering what, say, the GP won't offer? Why can't the GP pick up on what you guys are offering?
They're just doing different tests and they're looking for different things. So if you go to the NHS, we're more in the NHS world looking for disease and we're looking for problems, and the cutoff rates are much, much higher. Whereas we know disease is accumulating in the background. So in my NHS world, we know there's disease there, but we're not quite hitting the cutoffs yet to intervene. Whereas with this, so for example, HbA1c is looking at your average blood sugar over a third of a year. At 42, the NHS starts to intervene. I want you at least under 35 because we're starting to build disease. Anything above 35, we're starting to become metabolically unhealthy. But we don't do anything in the NHS for years up until you're hitting 42. And even then, we don't really do much. Only when you're hitting 48, when you've got full-blown diabetes, do we actually do something about it. So this is all about picking stuff up super, super early and then intervening on fitness, nutrition, sleep, stress, really optimizing your life before you get sick.
And for men in business, this is the testing we're doing right now, especially with Joe also, is going to pick up on all of that, isn't it? We're going to know exactly what needs work.
Yep.
And instantly treat it.
Yep. And the tests that we're doing today, you actually can't get in the NHS, unfortunately, because they are quite expensive and they're looking for that less reactive stuff. So we're doing like fasting insulins, we're doing DHEA sulfate, we're looking at testosterone levels. It's all there to optimize health before we get sick. Centrifuging them. So because of the tests that we need, we've got to stick them all in the centrifuge. So
what does that actually do?
You'll see it just spins them. So see, we set the.
So why did you need spinning?
We've got to separate the blood sample out. So for us to actually like run the bloods that we need, the whole serum needs to be separated.
Wow.
So like the centrifuge essentially just spins them. So we're doing it at 2,500 reps per minute. And we'll do 10 minutes.
So and in there is going to be absolutely everything we need to know about entrepreneurial men, Joe's blood work.
Yep.
Wow, amazing. And how long did these results take to come back?
So you go, it's just starting now. Look back, we'll post them. That's it.
The men are doing questionnaire right now in the background.
So like I can try and dig the results out of them if you want me to show.
So what's happening is making sure that everything is individualized, past history, past medical history, fitness, health, nutrition, any sort of vitamins, hydration, sleep. Everything is taken into account when we are doing this, because if we don't know you as an individual, then we can't treat it as an individual. So that's what Ed's doing. Ed's using his very own diagnostic phase just to ensure that we know Joe on such a specific level, that he gets that specific his bloods are literally right now in the machine. This is, you know, you can see I'm just so happy right now. Just listening to the specifics and the absolute how amazing the results are going to be. Guys, it really is. I'm changing the world. I'm going to change the world. Mark my words. This is the claim. They're talking in the background, but so my testing done.
Yeah.
And you see how specific in there it's going to get.
It's called dude, isn't he?
Yeah. It was, and that, obviously another huge value, the High Performer Man, that we're like one big family, you know, but how now you can see the specifics of what's going into that sort of testing for you on an individual level.
Yeah.
What are you most excited for the outcome?
I think the most important thing is that it is individual. You know, you and I are similar, but we're going to be completely opposite in terms of bloods, you know, lifestyle, whatever it might be. So I think that the main thing I'm excited for now is I'm actually sitting me down, probably telling me some things I don't want to hear.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to be brilliant in some areas. He's probably going to be saying to me, you know, you need to work on this, this, and this, which I'm all for.
I think that's the whole point as well, but it's like, there's no point giving you a plan to work on what you're already good at, because it's not going to make you any better.
100%.
So that's why even me, I'm even more excited to see how good that was because of how specific it's going to go into. And then obviously we can provide the care for you to perform at your best. And now you know like how powerful this is. Would you say it's definitely needed as a part for your next level, how you operate?
100%. And I think it's pointless you putting all the work in with a man and with a client if they're not performing to the best.
Yeah.
So I think it's so important that people come in and see Ed initially, because it's important for them to know where they're at as well, for their own lifestyle and their own health.
Yeah.
Because what's the point in having, we've had conversations of this before, what's the point in having 10 million quid in the bank if you're on death's door?
I completely agree. And that's why the High Perform Man exists now. It's a bridge, and everything you need as an entrepreneur is all under one roof. And Joe's going to be entering now his most important phase of his life, is he's growing businesses, he's buying more businesses. So what that means is you have to take accountability and you to become your best man.
Yeah, and I think sometimes you know, as a man, you need to hear what sometimes you don't want to hear. So by coming in and seeing Ed and him saying you need to, or by you giving me me a low down, you know, it's, you know, we need to be pushed out that comfort zone to get where we want to be. You know, if we don't change, nothing changes.
Yeah, and that's the huge, and as an entrepreneur, you haven't got many people to tell you what to do. And that's why it's so important to bring in an extra set of eyes, get the testing, get everything so individualized to you, see the data, see the proof, put the foot on the accelerator, and we've got some big goals, haven't we?
You smash it.
There's no way we can't succeed. Thank you, my brother.
Love it.
We're going for a scan, he's paying. Brothers, look how cool this is. So this is Joe getting his DEXA scan. We're actually in the car park of my gym. So if you are wondering about geographics or location that we won't be able to get to yet, well, look how amazing this is. The DEXA scanner is inside of this, so the second half of the testing phase. Joe's actually inside. Might have his clothes off, so I can't get in, but scanner's in there. Joe's going through all the questions, and you know, the health questions, what they go through. He's filling in the form with the guy who owns this business and is providing the scan. And wow, even I am once again shocked. Absolutely amazing. So if you are wondering or you're struggling with how's you going to get to me, the logistics of it all, well, we come to you. You don't have to worry, brothers. But wow, how amazing is technology? And a little fun fact about me is I'm a technology nerd. So the fact that we've now got scanners on wheels is unbelievable. Joe's in there right now. And the importance of the DEXA scan is internal. What's going on an internal level? Visceral fat, which is very important for organ health. This is actually the fat you can't see. So it wraps around your organs and causes all sorts of cardiovascular diseases. And the importance of knowing your body fat percentage on a level of, well, so then you have to be coached around how much needs to go for you to be at obviously a healthy and sustainable way of living. Muscle mass is being tested in there. Honestly, I can't believe it. It is unbelievable. Dr. Ed didn't tell me about this one. What a surprise. Absolutely amazing. I love technology. I'm an absolute nerd for all this stuff. Science, biomechanics, testing. And what a surprise this is. Once again, the reason for being, taking the overwhelm out of an entrepreneur's life. You don't have to worry, we take care of everything. Real wealth, all pillars, all under one roof. Check that. So I'm really quickly just sat at my desk and I'm going to be getting Joe set up on our app. Not only is this a performance program for health, the internal world, how you look, business, performance, task management, increase in profits, we are also here to fix your nutrition and get you in the shape of your life. And nutrition for entrepreneurs is so important, and I'd actually argue it's actually the most forgotten about part of an entrepreneurial man's world, especially if you've got ADHD, autism, OCD. You know, I've got all three, but whatever somebody's thrown at you and diagnosed you with, actually nutrition is actually the most important thing in your life. And entrepreneurs just aren't aware of it. And I'm not saying they're doing anything wrong, because I never was either. And obviously it wasn't until I went away and got basically an absolute genius in the nutrition field and many years of trial and error, I actually didn't realise the importance of it. So that's why the High Performer Man, you go on our own app, so you got full accountability, full nutritional support, you actually get a diet plan given to you, and we can actually also, part of the golden package, supply the food. So we don't only offer support of the information, we can actually do it for you and get the food delivered to your door. So just one less thing for you to worry about. All you've got to do then is put the food in your mouth. Your performance, your energy and focus throughout the day is looked after. Your fitness programming is also looked after on the app. So whether you are here to run a race or see a six-pack for the first time ever, that's also taken care of on the app with check-ins, measurements, scale weight. So it's basically impossible for you to fail as an entrepreneur when you come into the High Performer Man. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm getting all information loaded up on the app for the members' specifics, so that it's individualized to you. Because especially with ADHD also, you'll also understand that throughout the day you will have different energy bursts. You will dip and you will climb different to the next man who comes through the doors. This is the issue with neurological conditions. So it's really important we get to know you on an individual level, and then nutrition can be supported to you so you don't dip, so your focus is at its best. So energy deficiencies aren't getting in the way of your business progress. And many men have come through the doors from having diabetes, insulin problems, from being massively overweight to obese to being underweight. And being underweight is something many men in business don't understand how important that is, to get your calories in check, because it's energy. Calorie is a unit of energy. That is it. Your food provides you with energy, so then you can perform for your business and go home to your family as a much more energetic, fulfilled, highly performing man. So that's what we do here, and I would argue nutrition, that side of performance, is the most forgotten about and most unaware of. So again, you don't have to worry about it, we do. I'm getting everything uploaded to the app now, and that is all included in the program. That's why I really am so passionate about this stuff, because nobody knows it. Nobody knows how their lifestyle is currently fueling their business and family success. That's why we have the doc doing his thing, then it comes over to us and my team. We work together as a team together, so you get the best possible outcome across the board: time, family, business, health, how you see yourself in the mirror, how you focus, your energy, libido, testosterone, all of it. So that's what I'm doing now at my desk. And I'm really excited to see his results, because if anything, he's under-eating, he'll be underperforming from a nutritional perspective, which will have an effect on business performance, family life, and how he performs in the gym and as the high performer he is. So this is the stuff that really lights me up. Absolutely love it. And I'll be going really deep now in that work for him. My brothers, it is time for me to close out. I am one very tired, high performing man. And you know, this is where purpose comes in now. This is where finding meaning comes in. And you know, I really try not to make this about me. I really do, even though I speak a lot about my story. But I would never have paid anybody if they hadn't lived what I was feeling or going through at that time. So many coaches out there, branding people, so many mentors have told me in the past, don't speak about yourself. It's not about you, it's about them. And I get it. But I also do try and say what's on my heart, man, so you can truly understand that I've lived it and breathed it, because I needed this all them years ago. I just truly needed somebody to know how I felt, because I was so confused. And I do try and get that across in my own way. Whether that comes across right or wrong, it's something I'm going to learn. But I do speak about myself, my own story and my own journey, because if just one day, if I just seen one man who could really not make me feel so alone with what I was going through, oh my God, he would have saved me years of craziness in my heart and my head, thinking I was broken, thinking I was different, thinking I was created by God differently, because that's what my journey made me feel like. That's what my journey through money, through feeling a lack of meaning, purpose, through me health breaking, through my whole life breaking down behind the scenes. So if I do speak about myself and this does come across, this is all about me, it is not. I just truly share organically, just in the hope it's received that way on the other side of this screen. So I hope that it is received from my heart rather than my head. But what a day I'm closing out with. And this is what I say about meaning and the fire in the stomach. Yes, I am absolutely wrecked, but I'm going to bed with that fire and that flame and that burning internally more than ever, because what a day. Apologies if the content and what I did record wasn't enough, because I know I could have done more, but man, I was so invested in what Ed was doing, and it even has exceeded my expectations of what Ed is doing inside the program, because me and Ed have spoke for a very long time and it's finally come to fruition, right? So even me seeing Ed at work today, for somebody who is so invested in health, I was like, wow. And just seeing how passionate Ed is about changing lives, and even seeing how passionate Joe was, because he didn't even expect the level of care he was getting. And when he sat down with the doc, you know, obviously I took a step back, and seeing Joe sit down with the doc and the doc explain what Joe was going to get out of this, and seeing how lit up Joe was, because how fit and healthy Joe is. Joe's an already extremely high performing man. I absolutely love him as a brother. But even him realising how this is going to unlock his next level of entrepreneurship and performance, to know that our other level, how high he operates at, even though now that I have the ability to operate another level in him, oh man, I'm just like, universe, keep me on this journey. I'm truly ready. So yeah, I recorded a lot, got as much as I could in there, brothers. And then afterwards, me and Joe went for food. And again, we sat down as brothers, not only as clients, and me being his coach. I said it at the start, I really don't like that much, because it means I've got a power over him. And that's not true, because Joe coming into this, he's helped me a lot. And I know any man who comes into the program is going to help me a lot. There's no ego here. I want to learn off every entrepreneur who comes in, and every entrepreneur who comes in, and then we all mix together and network together and all become great. That's the plan. So me and Joe went for food afterwards, and obviously we started to speak about the journey, what's ahead. And first thing we spoke about in the van also was expectation, because as much as I am these men's brothers, I am also here to guard these men. And there is a level of expectation from both sides, not only from what I expect from him, because I can guard as much as you like, but if you aren't ready to be the leader you are and implement, nothing will ever change. So there was an expectation from my side, what I expect of him, and also an expectation level, obviously, what he expects as me as a coach. And that's powerful. Not many coaches will be up for hearing that, but I am, because I know I can truly mold and step into whatever a man needs at a certain time of his life. And that's why it's so important, if you are an entrepreneur watching this, that this is specific to you. Genetic testing will not work. Genetic programming, genetic PTing, genetic business coaching, genetic mentoring will not work for the success-driven man. Why? Because you are not a genetic man. Your life's being different. How you've built your business is being different. Your insecurities are different. Your stress levels are different. Your heart health's different. Your level of body fat's different. Your organ health is different. How you see the world is different. How you operate is different. Your procrastination is different. Your self-sabotage is different. And that's why this is so important, that I've brought this program together all under one roof. I've brought the doc in to worry about and test for the health. And then obviously I do system and strategy. And it all just comes together under one roof, so you can truly operate and perform and reach that next level of success you know you are capable of living. Because it's in there, you know it's in there, I know it's in there. And all them years ago, when I knew it was in there, but I just needed to access that next level of wealth and performance, and I just didn't know how to access it. That is why the High Performer Man exists, for a man. So he doesn't have to go out and get a PT, he doesn't have to go out and get a business mentor, he doesn't have to go out and get a mindset coach. It's all here under one roof. You walk in as the man you are today, which is already good, and you walk out the other side of them doors at the end of 4 months, absolutely great. The business has got better, profits have risen, you operate better, you are a better family man, you are a better father, a better husband, a better leader in the office, profits have risen, you get time back, you truly operate as the man you know you're capable of operating as, and not the chaotic founder who has got you here, but it's not going to get you there. It is not going to get you to the next level of wealth. And that's why it's so important. This is individualized to you, and the specifics are as they are, and so specific in the program. And I've just got a list here before I sign out of what we're testing for. It's completely, my expectation of it has been absolutely blown out the water. But listening to Ed today as he was taking the blood from Joe, we're testing for cardiovascular health, testosterone, libido, hormone health, longevity markers, insulin levels, inflammation, and then he goes into all these different hormonal health markers. I think he said 300 mark, you're going to see it in the video anyway, 300 marks have been tested for, and the conversation me and Ed had afterwards, there's up to 15,000 different markers what can be discovered. So anything you believe is stopping you from the next level of wealth, we will discover it before it becomes a problem for you, your business and your family. So men, you also do the scanning as well. You also do the DEXA scanning also included. And the level of testing you get, the conversation me and the doc had when all of this was on in front of me, I said, nothing but the best. I don't care about the other packages. I don't care about the lower packages you're offering. I don't care about we can do this and just that. No, the men who come through this door are getting the best level of care available in this market today. And Ed is just as passionate as me. And I will never, ever, ever compromise on quality, on what you get when you walk through them doors. You will truly walk out with absolutely everything you need to know what is stopping you from reaching that next level of success. Brothers, it is a promise. It's a promise, and that is a value of the high performer man, true specifics, true integrity. And brothers, if you are watching this and wondering why am I so confident on delivering what this is going to do for you, well, it's just exactly what I needed all them years ago, and it's exactly what every man needs. And I'm so proud that every single man who hears about the high performer man is interested, and that is what truly allows me to go to bed every single night with that fire in my stomach. Today, the lady who owned the aesthetics clinic, as soon as I told her what the high performer man stood for, libido, stress, focus, everything to do with health internally as a man, straight away, yes, my husband needs this. Then we got into the other pillars, the execution, the business profits, the time back, straight away, yes, my husband definitely needs this. Yesterday, the man who printed me t-shirt, I've got a call with him tomorrow, the guy who owned the printing shop. As soon as he asked for what the high performer man stood for, I told him about the pillars. I told him about there's no need for him to stress about anything. Everything he's ever needed as an entrepreneur is truly brought under one roof. I've now got a call with him tomorrow. And men, I haven't even done anything yet. We're just at the start of all of this truly coming together under one roof. And I was tired, now I'm not. My energy's back up, but hopefully you can feel this through the screen. And brothers, I'm going to sign out there. I've spoken enough. I've spoken for 10 minutes, and I hope you feel my passion from my heart, and I welcome you with open arms if you truly want to come into the high performer man. I'm truly ready for you, and I promise you will get the level of care what I will. And as a promise from me to you, you will truly get the utmost love and level of care you deserve as the high performing, successful man you are. So you truly walk out them doors, the other side, the man you know you can be. YouTube, good night. It's a piece from me, and I shall see you on the next one.